Landslides do not, on the whole, produce effective government. So our Prime Minister can rest assured of an effective and smooth 5 years. And it was the home of Oliver Cromwell, who defeated the Scots at Dunbar, incorporated Scotland into his protectorate, and transported the Scots as slaves to the colonies. Now, there's an answer to the West Lothian question.
There's a great debate raging about whether or not Scotland is going to leave the UK. Is it possible? Is it a good idea? I've got journalist Melanie Phillips here in town from London. Melanie, so what's wrong with Britain? Why would the Scots want to leave it?
You may well ask. Look, the United Kingdom is this wonderful combination of nations. It's a nation composed of nations, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, all wonderfully spliced together under the head of state, who's the Queen, and ruled by a Prime Minister and Parliament in London, England. Now, the Scots have a very strong sense of themselves, a proud sense of themselves as an ancient nation, and they're entitled to have that. This sense of themselves is fueled by the fact they have separate system of law, education, health, separates them from England. But the other thing is they really, really resent and loathe the English. For these reasons, first of all, England runs the United Kingdom. They don't like that. Second, they are run from London, England, a long way away from Scotland. They don't like that. But the real crime of England is that it's run by the English. And the Scots really hate the English. Why do they hate the English? Because they think the English are conservatives. And what the Scots hate more than anything else in the world is conservatives.
Wow, it's like being in Manhattan. You know, Melanie, there have been a lot of promises made.
Also for an independent London funding commission, because my argument to the Chancellor, my argument to the Treasury, is that a pound spent in Croydon is far more value to the country from strict utilitarian calculus than a pound spent in Strathclyde. Indeed, you will generate...
Warning about Boris becoming Prime Minister, saying the UK could split. Paul, what do you think? I mean, that would hurt the Queen.
I hope not. I hope not, because the United Kingdom should remain together. This is food for Nicola Sturgeon, isn't it? I mean, she would love to read this morning, saying that Scotland will have devolution. But I think that the United Kingdom is stronger together than they are apart. I mean, for goodness sakes, Scotland by itself, how's it going to survive? It has, what does it have?
Well,
what natural resources? Oil.
The oil.
And a monster in a lake.
Loch Ness.
Yeah. And...
I don't
whiskey.
know, I'm just...
And whiskey. And
Iron brew. It's got iron brew.
Hang on.
That really only sells in Scotland,
I heard,
to be fair.
is there a Scottish... I'm not going to bring you in on this. I know you're impartial
Tartan.
on this. Is there someone in the audience from Scotland who can defend this?
Yes.
Who says Scotland can survive on its own? Do we have anyone there? Andrew Edwards, do you think Scotland can survive on its own?
No.
All right. Does anyone... I don't want them to... Scottish... We have so many Scottish guests and...
But comparing the saltire to the swastika, that's not the SNP symbol of saltire, it's the symbol of Scotland, it's the national symbol.
Sorry? The saltire, of course it is. The saltire is, of course, a national symbol. It's the flag of St Andrew. I do know these things, but it has been appropriated by the SNP in a very particular way. Look at those scenes in Glasgow at the time of the independence vote, and listen, again.
Passionate, loud, and vocal. And in Scotland, if you come out and you say you want to break away and you want to divorce the rest of Britain, the rest of the United Kingdom, you're portrayed as a great patriot. If you say no, I think it's better together, you're somehow portrayed as a traitor. And I think the people who make the unionist case, by and large, lack that passion and don't shout as loud as those who want to break away. But I think the silent majority, or the quieter majority, will win on September.
That audience, they were all wearing tartan knickers.
What?
Oh, they were all tartan, closet tartans. You know, weren't hiding it so well.
Right, I can now see why Alex Salmond keeps playing that English Tory card. Often unfairly, Alistair Darling is Scottish through and through.
There's quite a lot of English Tories who say bye-bye Scotland, and make sure you take Alex Salmond with you.
I'd personally be very sad if Scotland broke away. I love Scotland.
Do you know, you've probably swung us over, Kevin. That's
show them a bit of love.
It's interesting, perhaps.
After the break, but the point you made about the subsidy that we do give and have for centuries given Scotland, you know, we help them financially. What have we done wrong?
What about our royal, Richard, just saying?
What about what?
It's such a great... No, it's really important because that's exactly the line
line they'll come back with every time is, what about the oil?
Well, that would have to be negotiated and some kind of fair settlement. But what have we done wrong? I mean, as you say, we give them our money. Our English taxpayers' money goes north of the border.
Can I just say something in support of the Scots, though?
Yes. I love the Scots, don't get me wrong.
Last year on Britain's Got Talent, they didn't bother doing any auditions in Scotland. For whatever reason, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth including the second largest country in Britain in the audition process. Here's what Piers Morgan's got to say about it.
I think Glasgow could be quite surprising. I think there's more talent there than we give the Scots credit for.
Do you hear that? They have got more talent than we give them credit for. Forget about the patronising pat in the back, I'm not talking about that. This programme's called Britain's Got Talent. So surely we, in this context, would be Britain. No, we, in the context of Britain's Got Talent, is England. What's Simon got to say about it?
Scotland rightly said last year, you should include us in Britain's Got Talent. So we are here at their request. Let's just hope it's worth it.
Let's just hope we're worth it, eh? Let's just hope Scotland, the second largest nation in Britain, is worth including in the audition process for Britain's Got Talent. I'll try not to let you down, Simon. Thanks for you know, listening to our request. That's really nice. You know, what's Amanda Holden got to say about it?
I'm looking forward to Glasgow. As long as we don't have too many bagpipes, I will be thrilled.
Oh, there's so many fucking bagpipes. See that indifference? Can you feel that fucking indifference? Can you feel it? Can you feel that total and complete indifference towards Scotland? Can you see it? Can you sense it? Can you feel it? That indifference can also be found in here.
It's really important to err on the side of caution and be very careful. So we announced one change in Scotland yesterday, which is you can now exercise outside as often as you like, as long as you stay.
1 second, Miss Sturgeon, if you would please. Good morning. How's it going? How are you? Good morning. Very well. Why don't we hear more from the Prime Minister?
More from the Prime Minister later, yeah.
This afternoon?
In Parliament.
Thank you. So more from the Prime Minister in Parliament later this afternoon. Sorry about that, Ms Sturgeon. The Health Secretary just arriving, telling us we will hear more from the Prime Minister later on.